Come and get your BJ with Brandon and Jason. We got Dave Chaffee. He's a correction officer. Does he still do that? We got to ask him that.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
The Russian assassinator.
That's a good one. Yeah. I don't know if he does. I don't know. Let's go.
Maybe.
Let's go.
Welcome to this episode of Your Morning BJ. I'm your host, Brandon Allen, along with my co-host,
Jason Latona.
And tonight we have on a very special guest, none other than the American powerhouse, Dave Chaffee.
Easy money, Dave Chaffee. You got to watch him.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know you were getting all dressed up.
I ran errands before you came over.
And that's what you do with your watch?
I wore a watch when I was running errands.
So you know what time it is?
Exactly.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Because pulling your phone out is for
dumb.
days.
That's just dumb. Yeah. Dave Easy Money Chaffee. We are so super pumped because I think this is Dave's first podcast ever.
Yeah, it definitely his first since King of the Table.
Yeah, or his first American one. I know he did that one in Dubai, but I know we never see Dave. So thank you, Dave Chaffee, if you're watching already. And I know a lot of people hit me up and said, "Whoa, this is a big one." So
pretty excited about it. I got a lot to ask Dave. Just training philosophy, things like that.
I can't wait.
Yeah, because who better to emulate than Dave Chaffee?
Well, and for me, I got a lot of questions for him too. You know, with the he's pulled the best of the best. Everybody.
Well, not everyone.
I mean, but God, not the winner of King of the Table too.
The best one ever.
Yeah, that was the best. It's the best one ever. No, but Dave's pulled Dennis and Dave or Levon. I mean, he's pulled everybody. Yeah. So John multiple times, Pushkar. So Devin, Michael he's pulled them all. So it's going to be interesting to get some feedback from him. Obviously, everyone else along the way too. Yeah. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. And then just kind of learn more about him. Like you said prior, there's not that much content out there of Dave Chaffee.
Yeah.
I learned of Dave Chaffee watching WAL matches. Sure. Because I'm a new arm wrestler. That's what all of us new guys, kind of came in watching. Mm-hmm. And like the first things I've ever seen was him versus Devin Larratt, and like Devin like getting in his head and stuff like that.
I can't believe you still wanted to arm wrestle after that.
Yeah, that was brutal. So that, and then obviously so that was like my first impression of Dave. And then obviously as I researched more and watched more videos, I'm like, oh dude, this guy's like fucking gnarly. Yeah. And then once I hear about him from people in the community and how like, oh no, Dave is the strongest arm wrestler. Yeah.
I first knew of Dave after I was kind of getting back into the sport and watched Pulling John, and I'm like, man, John Brzezink's still like doing stuff. I couldn't believe because he was the guy that was winning when I, winning over the top. And when I was, first coming into the sport, and then when I like Googled who beats John Brzezinski, and I saw Dave Chaffee, I'm like, who's this dude? And because it wasn't like he was some like young Russian up and comer, the guys that were typically beating John. Right. He was just, I'm like, I think that guy looks American. Like, he's American. And then I find him
speak.
Yeah, and he's American. And then I see him like going against Dennis Saplenkoff in the days. And
Dennis Saplenkoff Kings moved him.
Yeah, I mean, and I was like, who's this dude? And like I said, there's not much of him training. And obviously, watched him come back into.
I know. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure him and talk a little bit.
Really?
I know they've talked about having a training session before.
Wow.
But again, you know how Eric is. It's just kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
I actually talked to him the other day.
Really?
He's alive.
He's alive.
I
lost $5. Sarah, you $5. I didn't know. Speaking of Sarah, I was going to say congrats to we had our guest last week, Tim Talmadge, and congrats to my wife who's got signed as an official arm sport athlete. Arm sport and entertainment athlete from Tim, and also they signed another guest we just had on who talked to Artem Taranenko. Awesome. So Sarah and Artem are both now athletes under the Arm Sports banner, so it's pretty cool.
Fuck yeah.
It's really cool. So congrats to them.
I do. It's awesome because the more that kind of stuff happens, the more opportunities opens up for everyone. Yeah. When people start realizing that you can invest in someone and then sell product from investing in them, that's what makes you valuable. For sure. That's the whole reason why social media fucking exists. Yeah. If you have social media, it should be to make money. Yeah. I mean, it's that just.
I was going to say, or to show your butthole, but you're showing your butthole so you can make money.
Right. Yeah. Other than that, social media is fucking toxic.
It's the worst thing ever.
Right.
Yeah. It's the worst thing ever.
But look at how relevant it's becoming for arm wrestling. Like you won't get a match if you don't have a following. Yeah. At big cards, which is exactly how it should be. I know people are like, oh, it's gay. This guy's better. This and that. It doesn't matter. People don't want to pay to see it. It doesn't matter. Yeah. People have to want to see the match. Yep. And social media has been a great outlet for that, but it is fucking
and again,
toxic.
that's not complex. That's every freaking sport, Conor McGregor became who he was because he was interesting and fun to watch. And then on top of that, he was also murking dudes. So it's that combination of being good at what you do. But again, you can be good at what you do and be way more popular than the guy who's great at what he does if he has no personality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, totally. Like, you can argue that's like Devin Larratt.
Yeah.
Like, look at Devin is a way more household name than LeBron.
Or Schoolboy.
I mean, Schoolboy's a bigger name than Devin Larratt.
Both of them. I'm saying all these guys.
Yeah, they're bigger than LeBron.
Absolutely.
LeBron, right?
Or whoever, or even John Brzezinski, know, you say Schoolboy or Devin, these guys are, or you say, hey, I arm wrestle, that Canadian dude, or, hey, that guy. And it's, or Larry Wheels, you have made a splash. King of the Table 2, the greatest event of all time, greatest event arm wrestling history. But you know what I'm saying? But again, it catapulted you. But then on top of that, people got to hear you, and I'm not trying to butter your muffin right now, but people got to hear you speaking like, oh yeah, he's cool. Because if they were like, hey, Brandon, what'd you do? And you couldn't talk shit and you couldn't make people laugh.
I didn't even shine until I got to Divide.
Yeah.
Because like the whole dudes. The whole leading up was bullshit because the internet was just destroying me on how I'm stupid for me to take this match. I'm going to get murdered. And I'm like, I'll just wait till I'm there in camera and I'm going to fucking let it loose.
Yeah. But I'm saying, but you're funny. You're you and all that stuff like that. You're interesting. And
I'm pretty fucking awesome. Just let me tell you.
You're a funny guy. Are you awesome?
I'm fucking awesome.
I think you are too, but I think I am too. So, and remember, like the church pastor said, you need me and I need you.
Hey,
come to Hope Church in Boulder City and they'll tell you who you are.
You'll learn a few things. Hey guys, also this episode is brought to you by our sponsors, Filthy Power Industries. Head over to filthypowerindustries.com, use code YourMorningBJ15. We got hats, shirts, tank tops, training templates.
I like that hat.
Thank you.
I like that color.
Blue, navy blue.
The blues.
Yeah, we have a bunch of those. So all you can get all these over there. Like I said, use Your Morning BJ15 to save 15% off. Also, and then who's our other sponsor?
Your friends, the guys who are providing 100. Everyone on this show right now is wearing good polos. That's your other guys. Head over to at Instagram. I'll take you to the link to our Squarespace. It's Good Polos, GOODPULLAS, and you can find his Top Roll shirts, our new WWF Wrist Wrestling Federation shirt. Brandon's rocking that one.
Yeah, I know this shirt is cool. I got like I told you a little bit before. I got feedback from my grip coach Jed Johnson.
Jed, hit us up. We'll get you a shirt.
Yeah, Jed, if you want one of these shirts, buddy, if you're seeing this or someone send it to him, let him know.
Yeah, and again, Your Morning BJ15 saves you 15% off the order. So cool.
Yeah,
that's it.
Oh, and as Artem pointed out, your discount codes will not work on templates. That's a service, not really a product. So just keep that in mind, because Artem was like trying to purchase codes or templates the other day. He's like, my code's not working, bro. What the fuck?
Oh,
he might have just been playing, but either way, it was real.
You can't tell if he's
I don't know. Yeah, he's Russian.
He's Russian. Yeah, he could have been trolling you or have sense of humor
or trying to start World War III.
Literally. We're just kidding. We love the Russians, or hate them. I don't know what we're supposed to do. We like one Russian. We like.
Actually, I really don't care what we're fucking supposed to do. We're just gonna do our own thing.
That's good. All right. Yeah, this is But again, I was gonna say we haven't said this in a minute. Hopefully, we're gonna get some Q&A from the audience. We got 31 people in here already for Dave. Remember, give us a super chat. It supports what we do, and we definitely will read the questions. So if you have a super chat from Dave, especially while he's on the show, please send that through so we can read that. And yeah,
what's been going on as of late? There hasn't been really anything. It's been kind of a dead month for arm wrestling, because we have a lot of stuff about to happen.
Well, yeah, obviously it was like the big lead up to King of the Table 5.
And it's like, you blow your load.
Do you want to talk about our best friend in his match? He texted me.
Oh, no. We don't need to do that.
You
texted another time.
Okay.
Well, I just text you that. I don't, because it makes it look like we're just these fucking haters, dude.
I'm not. I love it. We're talking about you, Ryan. But he asked me what I thought. But what do you think? What do you think? Ryan's going against Zurab.
I think Ryan has his hands full.
Yeah, it's a good match.
I don't wish anything ill on Ryan. I hope he can come out. Right. I hope he can come out and like make it entertaining and like give some pressure.
Yeah.
And
he looks big, man. He put a photo up today, dude. He looks jacked.
He's doing everything right. He's working with Lachlan and Australian strength coach.
Yeah.
He's putting on weight. He's definitely on the fucking sauce.
He says he's natty.
Okay, so am I.
Yeah.
I actually am.
You are. I'd say that's it. So am I. No, we're all natty. Everybody's natty.
Whether he is or he isn't, whatever, it doesn't matter. Sure, he's putting in the work. Hopefully he's able to generate enough of that back pressure into the hand and able to top.
Well, I mean, Chance looked really awesome against Zverev. You know, I mean,
yeah,
Chance
low hand
went
top
right
roll,
through
and that's exactly what Ryan likes to do too.
Yeah, Chance low hand him, and I saw. I mean, who knows? You know, Ryan may have a lane.
I just think that Chance has so much more side.
Wait a second, but MMA math, Chance beat Zverev. Chance, Ryan beat Chance. Ryan destroys Zverev.
And that's more than likely.
That's 100% going to happen.
Wouldn't that be cool though?
It would be.
If that happened, it would change things like the rankings and shit, and what we kind of the shit that
well,
Ryan gets.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like it would be interesting if Ryan wins and then putting Ryan against Chance almost in a rematch. I know.
Would be fucking awesome.
And I mean, I know Chance is getting leaner. Ryan's kind of just a bit staying heavy.
Bigger,
so yeah, I mean, maybe they can maybe have a catch weight or something like that. And
I mean, do they? I don't even know if they even care about that.
I'm sure Chance wants that match back. Chance, if you're watching, do you want that match back? I'm sure 1,000,000% he does.
Chance wants. He said he wanted Khaled.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get it. I get but I'd be really curious to see what would Chance rather have. All things being equal, same stage, a shot at Khaled or a rematch against Bowen at the same stage.
Man, that's tough. It's hard to say because they're both superstars, being Ryan Bowen, beating Khaled, or they're both stars.
Yeah. They got presence.
There's so much to gain.
Chance, if you're watching, tell us.
I think that if you beat Ryan though, and rubber match or it wouldn't be a rubber match. We just beat and get that win back on him. I think that would mean more. And plus, because Ryan is an actual legit arm wrestler, that it would make Chance. It would be better for Chance to get a win on someone like Ryan as opposed to Khaled.
Yeah,
assuming he gets the win.
I would think so too. I mean, I just would think because that first match with Ryan and Chance was to me the big monkey wrench in that win for Ryan, or if Chance would have won. So nothing against Ryan, but was whoever had the buckle lost that round.
Was that before they were doing like the hustle strap?
Yeah,
thing?
they were doing the
that
hustle strap thing, and literally every guy who had the buckle won that round or lost that round. Sorry, buckle side
you're
lost.
able to engage more.
And it doesn't. I'm just saying, and that was it was like at someone's house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'd like to see them on a if they're going to pull and have a match, have a be legit. Nice, good. I don't know who the ref was, but again, just a bigger production. I'll just say that.
Yeah, again, like King of the Table.
Yeah, that'd be cool. East versus King of the Table makes more sense than East versus West.
Yeah. You don't want him
technically travel. He's upside down, so it would be East versus West.
Either way, it sucks for Ryan.
Yeah,
and then King of the Table makes it more even.
Yeah,
because it's. I think it might be easier for Ryan to travel to Dubai than it is from America to Dubai. I could be wrong.
I don't know. It's Chance is almost the same. It's 12 hours about. I think it's about 12 hours each. Yeah. It's like 12 from East Coast to Dubai. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a roundish. Because it's 8 from Singapore and so another 4 from he's in Brisbane. So I think about be even.
It took us 22 hours total. But I mean, that's with the layover.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's fucking brutal.
It's brutal. Yeah, it's totally brutal.
32 hours to get home.
Dave Chaffee did it.
I bet he did it.
No, I'm saying he did something. He just did it.
Oh, he did it. Yeah. Yes, I'm saying, but I don't think it took him 32 hours to get home.
I don't know. Who knows? Well, that's the question.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's interesting because again, something we're going to ask Dave. He's going to be on in a minute here. He's been in the talk. I feel like if you're in arm wrestling, have a podcast or you're talking arm wrestling, every match Dave's been in, you're talking about him.
And when he's so active.
But I'm saying he's been in like, holy shit, the match of the day against against Gennady. Then he has like the match of the holy heck, Morzo comes back. Then he beats Kurdecha. And, now he has maybe the greatest single arm wrestling match in recent times as far as war,
by far the most exciting that I've ever seen.
And the most competitive comes down to the very last match. And, Dave's he's been entertaining, win or lose. That's what's pretty cool, so it's going to be interesting to see what his most, what was the one that meant the most to him. I would imagine
does he have anything coming up at East versus West, or is he off that card?
I don't believe he does.
Yeah,
I don't believe
it would be. I think it'd be smart to have a little break.
Yeah, he probably needs to. Yeah. Vitaly's passing out.
He only peaked so many times.
Yeah.
How many of those you want to?
Oh, and I mean, I'm sure. I'm curious. Is he still sore? You know what I mean? That's the first thing I want to know. He's still sore, because that was a thing. And you watched them in the after polling. They were. Him and Vitaly both were super duper ginger. You know. Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, they were in a fucking war.
I could imagine. Yeah.
Oh man, that would hurt.
Yeah. I mean, especially two guys of that caliber and
because the amount of
power.
pressure that they're applying.
Yeah, it's not like two lightweights. Again, it's two, like you say, when you're the stronger you get, the more potential you have for injury.
Whether like you squat 1,000 pounds or if you squat 500 pounds.
Yeah.
Let's say the guy that squats 1,000 pounds, that's only at like 90% of his working max, and the guy that squats 500 pounds, that's 100% of his max. Mm-hmm. That guy that squatted 500 pounds is going to recover way faster than the guy that squatted 1,000. It's just how it is. Yeah. Here we go, guys. We got on none other than Dave Chaffee.
They can keep it going.
Yeah. Keep going. Dave, can you hear us?
We don't even care. You can just sit there.
Yeah,
he's so cool. Yeah, we'll just look at you. He's wearing a Ryan Bowen shirt, so that's probably why it sounds bad.
I got this now. I'm here, guys. I got it working now, so we're all good.
There it is. Do we need him to turn his camera, or is it okay like that?
Oh yeah, turn your camera sideways, brother, if you can.
Yeah, sure.
There we go. Now we see full view. Let's see those fucking caps.
We see all of you. First of all, we just want to say, Dave, thank you so much for joining us. We know it's like probably way past your bedtime over there on the East Coast.
I'm like 100 years old, so it is way past my bedtime.
It's past ours, and we're 8. Yeah, so yeah. But thank you so much. And Brandon and I I don't know. This is probably the giddiest we've been to have a guest on. So we're pumped. Thank you so much for joining.
I'm happy to be on. Thanks for having me.
All right.
So Dave, obviously he just came off probably, the greatest match I've ever seen in my life. I know there's been many that I have not seen. So, but what was just right when we started, let's just go ahead and talk about it. What was it like at the very end there, getting that win and like securing it? And, how did that feel?
It was incredible. By far the best match I've ever been involved in. Most of my matches don't last very long, so I wasn't expecting like almost an hour match. It was quite ridiculous. To be honest with you, to be able to pull through and get the win was pretty impressive, because I'm pretty sure after I went up 2-0 and then went down 3-2, I don't think anybody probably thought it was going to be okay. Here we go again. I'm not going to pull it out and lose the match. So to come out on top, it was an awesome victory, a great feeling.
And you pulled a new trick out of the bag, at least one that I have never seen from you with the content that's out there. Did you have intent of doing a flop wrist press, or did that just kind of come naturally to you?
Honestly, I didn't. I did not at first have an intent to do that. In the first match, I took Latona over. I had him, on my side of the table, but I was trying to be patient. I wanted to try to, just see where I could go with the match, but I couldn't pin him right away. So I waited and waited and waited. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try this. And I just, it just happened, and it worked. And it worked every time, actually. So I'm glad I tried.
Right, it's a good thing to have in your book. Like same situation in my match with Larry Wheels. I've never done a flop wrist press in my life, and here I am on the biggest stage, just diving in and doing it, and it fucking works. Yeah. So it was cool to see. When I saw you doing that, I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude!" Dave clearly watched my match with Larry and took advice from me.
It's the 22-hour flight. It's once you get 22 hours of flying, you're like,
maybe that's what it is.
I'll press. So Dave, for me.
It's always been, I've always had it. Like, the guy I trained with, I started with years ago, he learned from Jerry like 20 years ago. So, I've always had it. I just never used it. Kind of hurts my elbow. I got elbow issues, but there it was. And it came out finally.
Yeah. When you're at that point, you're like, fuck my elbow. I just got to do whatever I can to get this guy's hand down.
It's awesome. Yeah. So Dave, my question is, number one, are you still sore?
Yeah, absolutely. My elbow is definitely sore. I was sore in places I've never been sore before in my entire life. I honestly thought I broke my hand in the third match when I tried to slip my hand. I couldn't let, he wouldn't let go, and my hand went against the table. I seriously thought I broke my hand. It was quite swollen a little bit. Couldn't feel it, but it's not broke or anything like that. I feel fine now. My traps were sore. My lats were sore. Wrist, elbow, forearm, everything was sore. My whole body was sore. It was ridiculous.
It's crazy. Thank you for
right now. It's just the elbow. Right now, it's just the elbow. But it's always sore. But yeah, I feel pretty good now.
But what is this? If you can put into words, because something you just alluded to, where we watched you in two matches in King of the Table against Gennady and then Artem Morzov, two matches where you were clearly dominating the first two rounds, and then you lose. Like, what does this do for your confidence? Like, were you like coming into this match, like coming down? Like, what does it feel like to almost, everyone's kind of, oh, Dave, you just don't have the stamina. I mean, I'm sure you hear it, to come back and show everybody. Like, what does that feel like, man?
I mean, it's definitely a good feeling. You try not to listen to people, but it's always there in the back of your head. I know. I mean, I pulled April. I pulled Alex. It was 6 months ago. I beat him, and then the two matches in between. Like I said, I was up 2-0 both matches. The first two with Gennady were pretty easy, and then kind of went downhill after that. Morozov, first match was easy. Second match was, he got me in a hook, kind of out of position, wore out. I gassed out both matches. You know what I mean? People say, you're done, whatever, you don't have it anymore. But I was inches away from, this would have been my fourth win in 6 months, just an inch away, two matches. So it could have gone totally different in both of those matches. It just needed a little bit more gas, unfortunately. So
is that something you trained for? Did you like address that coming into the Gennady match? Did you change your training at all?
Yeah, I always try to do a little more stamina. Obviously, it's not my my main thing, but I do different things to try to work on my stamina. And I did a couple different things for the last match too. It just so happened the outcome was a little bit different, which was nice this time. So
what does that mean by kind of prepping for more stamina? Does that mean you're doing like static hold stuff, more time under tension, or just increasing your volume of workload?
A lot of more static holds, different time things, trying to work in different positions and trying to hold for a lot longer. Strap work, getting your hand pumped up, because that seems to be a big problem. My hand gets pumped up pretty quick, and then when you lose your hand gets pumped up, you got to change your game plan, unfortunately. So, but yeah, mainly working the straps in hand and getting that pumped up, getting used to being tired during a match, basically.
What was your body weight going into it?
I weighed 278 pounds.
Is that normal for you? It seems light. I thought that you're a little bit.
It's up and down. I weigh anywhere from like 272. I think per Gennady, I weighed 283 or something like that.
Also in that ballpark.
Yeah, I'm always around there. I think the most I've ever weighed for a match was against Trubin back in 2017. I was 286, I think. That's as most I've ever weighed.
Oh, wow. Okay. What does a diet for Dave Chaffee look like? Like, could you follow your track your diet or do anything like that? Or is it just kind of eat as you go and based off feel and kind of instinctual?
Well, my diet's pretty atrocious, to be honest with you. It's pizza, cheeseburgers, garbage. Like I really need to start eating a little better. I tried for this match to eat a little more healthy, some more greens, fruit, vegetables, stuff like that. As I get older, mainly for health reasons too, I need to start eating a little better, but it's hard, you're used to eating a certain way for, I'm 45 now. For 45 years, it's hard to change, but I'm trying. So
this goes back to something that I always preach, that you cannot fucking teach genetics. Like Dave eats whatever the fuck he wants and he looks like a stud. That's not everybody. That's not the case. You have to have genetics and then all the other things on top of it in order to be at the top of any sport.
And only then will you still not be as hot as Dave Chaffee. So kids, give up your dreams.
Yeah, just stop.
Yeah, just stop. So Dave, going off, kind of piggybacking on Brandon's question, what does a typical week look like for you? Because you don't talk about, I haven't heard much about your training. What's your training like? What's it been like when you started? Like, how old are you when you got into the sport? You said you're 45 now. Like how long you been arm wrestling, and tell us about that.
I was 29 when I started, 2006. So like about 16 years ago, I started back then. Like I said, I'm old now. I wish I could train as intense as I used to, but I can't recover anymore. There was, back in the day, I wouldn't miss a workout. I was insane no matter what, sore, hungover, whatever, it didn't matter. I would never miss a workout. Now I'm like, okay, my elbow's a little sore. You gotta take it easy. But basically I do table time once a week, which is plenty for me because it takes my elbow a week to recover from, if we go pretty hard and stuff like that. Gym wise, usually 4 to 5 times a week now I'm in the gym, but it's all for arm wrestling related exercises basically. So I don't bench press. I haven't bench pressed since 2007. I think when I broke my arm was the last time I bench pressed or did anything like that. I don't do any leg squats, nothing like that. It's all, like I said, related for arm wrestling. So
is that like just hammer curl dumbbell work, or is it like attachments to a cable? I know I've seen some of your stuff in the garage. I believe that you have set up with the cable pulley. I literally bought the exact same cable pulley as him to make sure. Yeah. Well, it's good for Dave Chaffee. It's good for me.
Yeah. I love the pulley. I use that with different attachments a couple times a week. I still do my fat grip, like the smaller like the hammers and stuff like that. Do that for wrist a couple times a week. I do biceps and triceps a couple times a week. It's usually like I love to do one-arm preacher holds on the machine and dumbbells. I switch it up each workout. I do a cable curl. Tricep, I just do like tricep push downs with the rope, and then with the cable. I do that twice a week basically.
Now,
So
sorry, go ahead. All right, do you
Yeah,
track this, like the numbers you're doing to make sure you're progressing, or you just kind of go off feel?
I used to track it. Sometimes if I'm getting ready for a match, I will track to see if I've made gains and stuff like that. Other times I just go with how I feel basically. So
awesome. Dave, I'm going to ask some questions that some people DM me and said, hey, and these are also questions that I'm asking because I kind of want to know. There's talk right now, obviously he was there with your event at King of the Table. Talk to Dennis Saplenkov's coming back, you know, and that's the big thing. You know, everyone's looking for the guy who's going to beat Levon. Now, I watched what you said, I think, on that talk show in Dubai, and I think I know your answer, but what you felt Dennis, I think at his peak, and Levon probably, you know, as
Right,
good as his peak
yeah.
could be. What's your initial thoughts as someone who's up there? You're up there. You're one of the strongest dudes on the planet, but you these guys that are also considered or maybe considered the strongest guys on the planet. What's your take on a return of Dennis, and then what's your take on what you felt peak Levon versus Dennis?
Well, like I said, the other one's kind of apples and oranges. Dennis, so strong inside, great side pressure. Levon's hand is just ridiculous, but he's side pressure strong too. Right now, there's nobody I don't think can come close to Levon right now in the world. Dennis, you know, he's just coming off as trying to make the comeback. He would have a ways to go, you know, to get to where he needs to be to challenge Levon. And it's hard for me to compare because I was stronger in different areas back then, and after the neck injury, I'm weaker but stronger in different areas now. So It's hard for me to kind of decipher, you know, who would win the match basically. But right now, Levon, there's nobody right now. I mean, there's Levon and there's 5 or 6 guys right here. Levon's right here, I would say.
Right, and I know you said that. Yeah. Have you ever pulled Tim Bresnan?
I pulled Tim years ago. I think he beat me the first time and I beat him the second time. I'm trying to think. I think we only pulled a couple of times. It was like 2000.
I was trying to find some footage on because he was the only other guy that I know of other than you that pulled Levon and Dennis and even like what's his name, Lupke's. And you know, and even Tim said kind of the same thing. He was like, dude, Levon's it's going to take anybody a minute before they get to him.
Yeah, it's just taking Levon to be on top for a while and maybe just get off his game, you know, have some people get complacent, you know, when you're on top for a while. It's going to take something like that for him to take a loss, honestly. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think that Bollywood is going to get him. Hollywood or Bollywood, one of them.
Yeah.
But the movie industry and things like that.
He's supposed to go on Dancing with the Stars. Have you heard that?
I did not.
Yeah, they approached him for that. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. No, that's not a joke. I'm actually being serious. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dancing with the Stars. I don't know if it's the Georgian or like maybe like the you know, the European version or our American version. But yeah,
Mariusz Pudzianowski did that. World's Strongest Man. That's also an MMA fighter.
Yeah,
he did one of the dances. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like if you make that's how you know you really made it. So
I'd love to watch Levon do Dancing with the Stars. I would definitely like to watch that for sure. So
yeah, right,
you
for sure.
See it.
What's next, Dave? What's next for you?
Honestly, I really would love to get some rest. Would be the smart thing to do. This is 4 matches in 6 months for me. I haven't had time to recover, to train correctly. I was offered a match in January. It's not set yet, so I can't really say who it is. You know, Engen offered me a match for one of the next January, East versus West. It's somebody I'd like to pull. So obviously, you know me, I'm like, hell yeah, I want to pull, even though my body, you know, should be, you know, taking a rest, but it is what it is. I'll be ready to go if it's, you know, if I get the call. So
real quick, because we were talking about before we get off of it, you know, with Dennis Saplenkov talking about having to come back, what do you think about Dennis Saplenkov versus John Brzenk? Is that something you're interested in seeing now?
I'd like to watch that. I mean, two of my favorite arm wrestlers of all time, honestly. John, I love the dude, awesome. best American wrestler, arm wrestler, best arm wrestler of all time. And then Dennis, was the top guy, through many of my years coming up. So to watch those two go at it, two legends, I would love to watch that match. Absolutely.
Who do you favor?
Picking a winner, I don't know about picking a winner. That's tough. So. If Dennis comes back and gets to his, old shape, yeah, Dennis. But John can give him a run for his money. Absolutely.
I'm going to see John on Monday. I'm going to let him know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. We just got a super chat in from Mr. McPhee. He has a question for Dave Chaffee. Can we ask Dave what happened with Vitaly after the stretcher after their match?
Well, I believe he just, he collapsed. He's just, it was a brutal match. He just needed oxygen. I think he was taken out into an ambulance. I texted him afterwards. He said he was fine. We both went to Larry Wheel's gym on the next day. We were arm wrestling, messing around. He's perfectly fine now. So I'm happy to see he was okay.
It's more precautionary type thing.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. We got another super chat from Ivan. If elbow pain too much, maybe pull once a month? ? I suppose you're asking Dave Chaffee that. If elbow pain is too bad from pulling once a week, do you recommend pulling once a month?
I could probably take a little more rest. I think once a month would probably be too little for me to try to, I'd probably get a little rusty. I like to, stay sharp and stuff like that. But I definitely once every 2 weeks probably would be smart for me, as I get older and the injuries continue to add up. Once a month, I think probably would be too far apart.
Yeah, because too far apart, you'll have technique decay.
Yeah.
And muscle mind connection and things like that you definitely don't want. But I do agree with you. I think every other week, that's why when I pull, I try to go left arm hard one practice and then right arm hard the next week to kind of break it up. Yeah.
I'm always hard.
Oh, are you?
What are you talking about? David, speaking about the elbow pain and it's all this kind of in this same vein, what's your like deload or taper to a match? So like when's your last hard table practice or something like that, or hard workout before you have a big match like a Vitaly or a King of the Table style match?
At least 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I get off the table. It's been, because we usually train on Wednesdays now. If say my match is a Saturday, it's been like 17 days. It's usually enough time. Like my elbow actually felt pretty decent before the match. After the match was a different story, but before the match, it felt pretty good. But for Morozov, I took the same amount of time off, and the second match I was pulling back pressure and I could feel it already. So it just depends. Usually I'm fine. Sometimes I'm not, but it's usually at least 2.5 weeks.
So 2.5 weeks of table time, or do you
gym session?
Yeah, are you still gymming or rehab?
Yeah, I still do gym stuff up until a week out, and then just maybe a couple days and just real light stuff to get some blood flow, basically. Then I'm done. Yeah.
Question kind of two part, or when you're in the off season, do you focus on both arms, and then when you're preparing for a match, do you stop focusing on the left arm and you do like the Devin pumpkin arm style training and focus only on the right?
If you've seen any pictures, have you seen my left arm? It looks absurd compared to my right. It's like
I have seen that.
Anymore. So I neglect my left arm. I should. Like if I get a call for a match, I definitely start training it, and I do train it, but nowhere near the level of my right hand, and it never will be. It's always been decent. I have good left-handed wins on a lot of top guys, but it's definitely not my right for sure. But when I train, it's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, you can argue the left hand doesn't have as much competition anyway, so it doesn't need to be as strong.
Artem Morozov and David would beg to differ.
I would beg to differ too with those guys.
Those guys are awesome. Damn it, I was going to ask you something else, Dave. So with the elbow pain, is this something you've had, is it just like nagging injury, or is there some damage there? Have you ever thought of like the stem cells or some of the things these guys do?
Like peptides?
Yeah, peptides. Have you, anything into that?
I haven't really looked at anything. Like it's been going on for about two years now. Like it just doesn't seem. I think it's just the tendon problem of some sort. I don't really know for sure. I really should get it taken.
I was going to say, have you ever had so you haven't had an MRI or anything like that?
Not on my neck. I have. I've never had one on my elbow, so I don't really know exactly what's going on. But the pain doesn't. I mean, it'll subside for a little bit, but as soon as I start doing something, that side pressure, I can feel it immediately.
It's almost pointless to get an MRI because they're going to tell him to stop training.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that's not going to happen. Yeah, I know, but it is kind of nice to know what's going on. I'll shoot you a message after we get off this call, and we'll talk a little bit about some things that could help you.
And Spencer, your neck, how is the neck?
It's not the best right now. I was trying to actually get a shot in it before my match. I couldn't get in, so I'm getting one November 8th. I was like cortisone and something else. I've had two of them over the last like 3 or 4 years. They usually last me a couple of years. But honestly, right now my left arm goes numb constantly. These two fingers right here are numb, so it's not really good right now. I got a herniated disc. The last MRI is probably worse now. I got a herniated disc, 2 bulging discs, bone spurs, stenosis. I got all kinds of stuff going on up there. So I'm sure I'm in surgery eventually, probably, but not yet.
Was the neck thing like an accumulation thing, or were you injured?
I'm sure it's wear and tear or something like that, but it happened. In 2014, it happened a little bit, and then 2018, real bad. It just came on all of a sudden. I couldn't sleep for like the pain was so bad for 5 days. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't lay down. I couldn't sleep laying down. Couldn't sleep in a chair. That's when I ended up getting the first shot, which that would actually help. But I do my own like therapy at home. I have like a neck brace I wear sometimes to stretch it out. I have the home neck traction, the stimulation. So I try to do different things to help it. But like I said, probably eventually it's going to down the road someday. I'll probably need surgery.
Yeah, that's kind of the consensus. When you do something at a high level, it's not healthy for your body.
Yeah.
I've learned that through powerlifting.
But I was going to say, and so you talked about, you said you can't talk about the match, but that's what you're planning on as far as the East versus West, possibly in January.
Yeah, that is, if things go right, Angan offered me a match. It's not 100% set yet, so I can't really say who it is, but yeah.
No, that's what we said. But that will, all things being equal or whatever, that will be a match you will take in January.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
And then as far as like in these big, it looks like, again, Edgin's doing awesome things. You've been over there a few times. What, as a fan of the sport, what gets you excited right now? Is there any matches that haven't been made that you'd like to see? What do you think? I wanted some predictions while you're on the phone or on your show. The big ones like Prudnick and Michael Todd, Michael Todd and John Brzenk,
Jerry Cataract and Hermes,
Jerry and Hermes. Like, what are your thoughts and what are you pumped to see?
I'm looking forward to Jerry and Hermes. I want to see if Hermes can handle that flop wrist. Actually, that's going to be a good one. Hermes, he's a good dude. He likes to run his mouth. He's funny though, and he's very entertaining. I like him. I think that's going to be a good match. Could go either way, honestly. Prudnick, Michael Todd, same thing. Prudnick's strong as hell. Michael, if he stops you, you're in trouble. So if Prudnick can figure out, how to beat the King's move, it's Prudnick, and if he can't, then Michael will wear him down. Sure. That's definitely. So yeah, it's two matches.
Did you happen to catch that footage of Devin and Prudnick pulling recently?
I didn't see. I saw a picture. I didn't see any of the actual footage at all. So
what was released? It looked like Devin was very dominant.
Devin, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Devin, there was a video, I forget who made it. Before they asked, when they first asked Devin his opinion on Todd and Prudnick, he's like, I very much favor Prudnick. After that training session, he said that he thinks Michael's going to pull it off. So I think
Michael looks nasty right now. Him and Corey West, the sparring they're doing. You pulled Corey West. You tore his left bicep, I believe, didn't you?
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It was a couple of years ago. I think he'd probably tear mine off right now. So I'm not going to try to say. But
have you pulled him right-handed?
Corey's coming on, man. Corey's freaking awesome. He's just come the last couple of years. It's just incredible the gains he's made. So it's fun to watch him too.
Yeah, it looked like he hurt Ron Bath. They were pulling right, I think, and Ron was had a photo of him in a sling, right. And so he said it may be his biceps. So hope Ron's doing okay. Like you said, Corey is a big dude. So that's a.
Is there anyone in the United States that you want to arm wrestle?
Honestly, right now, I just whoever someone sets me up with, then I just get prepared for that. There's really nobody that. All the top guys I've pulled already. So like if the a match comes up and the offer is good and I feel like I'm feeling healthy, then I get ready to go and prepare for that guy. But there's no one really that at this point in time that I'm like, oh, I got to go get this guy. You
don't want to redemption on watching.
It was so much fun back then when you were the guy hunting all the people and like, I want to get this guy, I want to get that guy. That was good times, but unfortunately I'm 109 years old. I just
dinosaur. Yeah, well, actually, we just got a super chat from the man himself, Monster Michael Todd. Congratulations, champ! Awesome work, looking fierce. Yo, call me, bro. So Michael wants me to call him.
I'll call you.
Thanks for the chat, Michael.
Yeah, would you want a super match back with Michael Todd? I mean, I know I want to see that as a fan.
Yeah,
maybe someday when I get my elbow feels better and stuff like that.
Michael's older than you, and so he's obviously ancient, according to Dave Chaffee. Matt, that's I'm like, you're hurting my feelings here, Dave. What do you think as far as is, like you said, do you favor, or if you're a betting man right now, in gun to your head, Hermes or Dave, or Hermes or Jerry, Jerry.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm thinking Jerry can take him. I think if Hermes or he gets him out of position.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Hermes has ever pulled anybody that has that flop. I've never seen it, at least, the flop that Jerry has. So I think just kind of like Gennady, he wasn't ready for it, wasn't used to it. And I think it could possibly go the same way. But it's a coin flip. It could go either way, though. I don't know.
Do you think, based off your performance, I mean, because I think in kind of the MMA or arm wrestling math makes sense, your performance over Gennady, I'm sorry, over Vitali, does that put you as this dude is the winner of Jerry and Hermes?
I mean, I'm down. Absolutely. I would love to.
Would that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it does. People look back at the couple losses I had, it was a setback, but I think I'm back on track, and I think that absolutely I'll be happy to pull either of those guys for sure.
All right, I got a tough question for you, Dave. Which experience did you enjoy more? Was it King of the Table, or you like East versus West?
Well, I'm gonna lay it out on the table right here. I'm 2-0 in King of the Table and 0-2 at East versus West, so I pretty much explained it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? The food? Is it the flight? Are they just nicer over in Dubai?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't really make any excuses. I have more time to. When I go to Dubai, I get there 4 or 5 days earlier. Maybe that's it. Whereas in Turkey, I only have a couple of nights sleep. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's it. But I don't really know. I have an explanation, to be honest with you.
See, everyone says you're better at best of 3. You'd be undefeated, but I actually think to me, the more matches you have, you're not good at best of 5. But if it's best of 6, you're amazing. So best of 3 or best of 6, you need even numbers, Dave. That's what it is. Sign even number of matches. Best of 10, you'll win.
Yeah, people really underestimate how difficult traveling is, especially for a larger individual. When the bigger you are, you have more muscle that can swell on the airplane at altitude. You have more just dehydration that can happen. You require more food that you're missing through the travel time. So I'm a big proponent in early travel for an event, especially when my weight's high. For Dubai, I think I was out there 7 days prior. My meet in Australia, same thing, 7 days prior. And I think that 5 to 7 days is ideal for us bigger guys for that travel. When it's 2 or 3 days, you're not recovered. You're not ready.
It does take its toll to travel, just especially if you don't sleep on the plane, you're trying to catch up to the new time zone. It's hard. It definitely is hard.
Yeah, we just got a super chat in from Ivan. He said, only Levon beat Dave first round. Nobody else. LOL.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no one else is beating you first round. I tell you what, Dave, I know you did this on purpose, and you won the first 2 with Vitali, and then you slowed down a little bit to make it more exciting, obviously. But I was driving home from Utah from just getting my ass kicked by Cody Merritt, and I'm watching it. I'm losing my shit. And when the first 2 and then you lost, in my head I was like, oh fuck, is it happening? Is it
I'm sure he thought that. Everybody was thinking. I knew everybody was thinking that, but yeah.
I was gonna say
I was like, fuck, my wife's trying to sleep. I'm fucking screaming at the goddamn phone. It's on and going 80 miles an hour on the freeway, almost getting an accident.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I picked you before the match, and I thought you were gonna do your thing and beat Vitali, for a couple reasons, but it was just so cool. It was so cool to watch that match in its entirety. Watching the Dave Chaffee fans going, yeah, Dave Chaffee. then the heartache of Dave Chaffee, and then to come back and Dave
I was fucking screaming USA, USA
awesome.
in the car by myself. Like,
it was awesome.
Such a fucking dork.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was
it was cool as shit. So I had a question too. That I know that was the first time you gripped up with Vitaly, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
When you first got on that table and you felt that fucking tower of an arm, what was your initial thoughts? Were you like, holy shit, this fucking guy's arm is long?
It was before that. It was when I first met him and shook his hand. I was like, holy shit, this dude's huge. I'm looking up at the guy. I'm like,
right.
All right, he's a lot bigger in person, because I met him a long time ago, but when you don't really size somebody up, you're competing against him. And this time I was like, oh wow, this gonna be a good one. And then that lever, man, it's just ridiculous. He's so tall, so long.
And how is that compared to, again, you've gripped up with everybody, you've arm wrestled the best. How was that compared to like when the first time you put your arm down and felt
Richard Lupkes
or Lupkes?
Yeah. Lupkes.
Well, I didn't pull Lupkes until kind of later in his career, so I never got to feel the actual prime Richard Lupkes, which is the ridiculous. But the Vitaly is just so like it's hard to explain, like, but the lever, like Richard was a different strong, he was usually straight side that's gonna crush you. Where I knew Vitaly, he's coming back, and he got the good pronation and stuff like that. It's different types of power. It was just when you're 6'7", 300 pounds, you're like, okay, I got a handful here. So
yeah, I'm saying how was it when you first you put your elbow down like with Levon?
Levon's hand was like, honestly, I thought at first Levon's hand didn't, when I was just messing around. Oh, it doesn't feel that, it feels normal, big, but normal. And then, then I'm trying to slip from him. I'm like, oh shit, that was a little bit big. Yeah, ridiculous.
Well, that's what I think everyone's watching that match.
Vitaly's grip is ridiculous too. Like, so
world record.
Yeah, it's insane. Like I said, the one time when I tried, I think it was the third match, I think. Yeah. I tried to slip out, but I couldn't get out. And then I was like, oh shit. Then he bent me back like this. And I tried to get out, but my hand smashed against I was like, yeah, it was bad. Like, it's when I thought I broke my hand. His grip is ridiculous.
I have a question for you. I know all of us wanted to sit. Do you feel that the scrap would have made any difference with you and Levon?
I would like to think so. I would love a shot. Would have loved to get to the strap.
King of the
fresh,
table.
100%. Maybe someday we'll get a rematch. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to say it would have made any difference, but I would like to think I would have a better. Sure.
Right. Well, it makes me happy to hear that, because if you were just like, no, it wouldn't have changed anything, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't even care.
Yeah. You gotta at least lie to us. At least get us fun. Make sure that matches in Dubai, Dave. That's what I'm saying. At least you have a chance over there. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Goals are going straight to the strap. That'd be fucking awesome.
Would be the best thing is he arm wrestles Levon in Dubai, loses the first 2 rounds,
and then comes back
Oh,
the reversal.
That would be the ultimate thing.
So Dave, I know you're a family man, you're a busy man, you have a job. What's it like working as a correctional officer? Like, do you get to wrestle around with the guys and stuff like that? Are they excited about you and your matches? How does that work?
They talk about it. We're not allowed to arm wrestle, or they can't, obviously they don't let us do that, unfortunately, else I'd be having probably too much fun at work. Right. But they definitely, like, it's funny, they follow my arm wrestling and stuff. They'll come back, they're like, hey, I watched your match on YouTube, and like, I remember they'll come back for, say they go downstate, they come back like 3-4 years later, like, oh, I watched your match on AMC. They watched the Game of Arms and stuff like that. Like, oh, you're my CO, we love you, and stuff like that. Just they root for me. It's actually cool,
Are you talking about your staff members, or you're the actual inmates? The inmates?
I'm talking about the inmates actually right now.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay, that's all. That's even more awesome. Like, do you come in and people are just like a standing ovation, like Chaffee? Like, I picture like The Rock, or the movie The Rock, like in Alcatraz, and everyone's like rioting and stuff like that, and everyone's just wearing Dave Chaffee. Not quite. In my imagination, it's really cool.
It's better just think that way.
Yeah.
Actually, we got an interesting question here from Spermie's Ass is Creamy. Dave, he wants to know where did the blood come from on the match? Is that like from trying to slip and him hanging on and his nail cutting you, or what bled? What was bleeding?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It was when I tried to slip, and I know my hand hit something, and but I had a few different cuts on my hand that were bleeding, and plus where my ring goes, I have like a callus there that was cut open. So there was blood coming from everywhere.
I was gonna say it was on obviously the left hand. It was because everyone was on the peg.
Oh yeah,
right.
It was both. Yeah, it was my right hand was bleeding, and then the peg hand was bleeding too.
Oh wow, double bleeder.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the wrong time of the month.
Yeah, me and Brandon are bleeding right now. Again, like Dave, because I was gonna say I don't know if Brandon, like, we know you like don't do these interviews and stuff. So we as fans were like super stoked, man. Like I said, I've been watching you for a while. Brandon said, like, they were one of the first matches. He said the first match, I don't know if you heard him, but when it came on the show, one of the first matches he saw and when he got in arm wrestling was you and Devin. And I was like, and you still wanted to arm wrestle after that? Like that would have made me want to stop. But
let's not talk about that match. I
was gonna say, I said, man, that's pretty impressive. I would have saw that. I'm like, that's what you do.
Well, I did my research after seeing that. I learned who Dave Chaffee was. And I was like, all right, this motherfucker's gnarly.
It is. And it's really cool, man, to like I said, I got to have the pleasure of meeting you in Orlando and watch you win that one and at the Olympia. And like I said, you've been just so awesome. It's just so cool.
That was left-handed, right?
You did well. You won up, right?
I won right hand. I think I took third left hand, but I won the right hand.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought.
Oh, real quick, but I know earlier we were talking about training. You said you haven't bench pressed since like 2006. Were you freaky strong prior to getting into arm wrestling? What were you benching? Like, what was your training like? Were you just a gym bro, or what was it like?
Yeah, I was all about the gym. Like, it's probably started in college, and it continued into my adult life. But I was benching. I weighed 240. I was benching 485, which was pretty decent.
Very
for
strong.
Somebody with long arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is again what I say when it comes to genetic potential. I bet if Dave Chaffee wanted to be a professional, name it, he would be able to do it. It's just
ice dancer.
That might be tough.
Okay, you said name it. I don't know. He said he didn't train his legs.
I don't know if they make skates big enough.
Yeah, he's probably he's got really good agility. So I was going to say, but when did you know that you were like, how far into? You said you started when you were 29 back in 2006. How long were you arm wrestling before people were like, dude, you're like really good?
Well, I had the first tournament and won that one. Then I broke my arm 3 months later, 2007.
Oh, really? It was that early?
Yeah, it was real early in my career. And then I didn't arm wrestle for a year. Took a year off with my right arm. Came back 2008. Then I started getting a couple super matches. I won a couple tournaments. Started getting some super matches. Then about 2009, people were like, I'm getting my name a little bit on the radar. And then 2010, I won the WWF world title. So I think people knew then that I was pretty decent.
I mean, that's crazy, man. 3 years. I mean, breaking your arm and then 3 years later to win that title. I mean, that's amazing. And then what year was it? 2015? When did you start competing WAL?
2014. They had that's when they had all the tournaments, and they had one in Columbus. It started in Columbus, then Vegas, Atlantic City, Chicago. And then they had the finals, which was, I think, 2015. The 2014 finals was 2015 in January 2015 in New Orleans, I believe.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Real quick, we got a super chat in from Insane Fame NYC. A big super chat. Actually, I don't know if it's big because I don't know what that little sign means.
Yeah, it's pesos.
Is it 125 pesos?
Yeah, it's like 2.
He says, Dave, beating Vitalia wasn't just a great match. It was one of the greatest moments in the sport. Congrats. Did you ever pull with NYC legend Jason Vale?
No, I never got a chance to pull with him. He was at one or two of the WL tournaments that I was at, but he was always doing his weight class, and I was always doing mine. It'd been nice to actually learn some stuff from him. He was a legend in the straps, and I would have liked to actually learn a few things from him. Pretty cool.
Right. I've heard of him. This is way before my time.
Yeah, Jason was in a few tournaments that I was at back in the day. I don't remember what weight class. What did he pull? Like he wasn't like what 98s? Maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
I know he wasn't that big of a dude, but I just know he was like Bob Brown spoke of it, Mike Aiello spoke of it, the secrecy of his strap game. John Brzenk spoke of it, himself. We talked about it because it was right when I think John came on like right when he passed away, or like right after that. So, but yeah, again, like I got to meet him a few times when I first started back in the early, like I started 2001, 2002 with the Jacksonville team. And so I knew Jason, I knew like, who would come down there? Travis and I are the same age. And I was agent. Yeah. Travis. Yeah.
I'm actually going to be training with him on Monday.
Oh yeah.
Jason. All right. Jason, Travis, Devin and John.
Who those?
Couple no ones.
Other guys. Yeah.
couple scrubs.
Yeah, where are you at, Dave? You should be over there. You need.
Get your ass out here to Phoenix.
Yeah, put your.
I'm still a little bit sore, so maybe some.
Okay, we'll forgive you. But Travis isn't very good. You swore Dave beats Travis all day long.
Yeah, I'm natty right now, so everyone beats me.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if I weren't natty.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, those guys.
Well, hey, Dave, we don't want to keep you all night, man. We really do appreciate you taking your time out and chat with us. I know, you're not a social media guy, but where can people find you? I know you don't have a YouTube, or do you have a YouTube channel?
No, I'm on Instagram. I do post a few videos here and there on Instagram. So I am on Instagram. So.
Cool deal. So yeah, if you guys that follow my Instagram, just go ahead and look at my story. You can find Dave Chaffee's handle, click on it, give him a follow. Send him a couple messages about how incredible this show was.
Yeah.
And so that way he wants to come back on in the future.
Yeah, we're just pumped.
Yeah, hey man, happy to be on. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Dave. Again, we've been. I know we've spoke a few times, and you're like, yeah. After the KOTT match, you said, hey, and again, the time zone and all that stuff like that. But I mean, hey, this is even more awesome to have you come on after the ups, the downs, and then the ultimate. Like people are talking about maybe like the other gentleman said that super chatted us, maybe like the best match he's ever seen. Maybe one of the best. Again, maybe in recent memory, the best match
by far the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, other than Brandon's and that was the best match.
Yeah,
ever,
yours
obviously.
was the second best match.
Brandon and Larry.
It's actually pretty crazy. Like I knew, for me, I'm just competing, and I'm thinking, well, this was we had a pretty good match. And then until people start texting me and like, hey, have you been online? People are saying it's the greatest match ever, greatest match they've seen. I was like, wow, it's pretty crazy to be involved in that. So that's pretty.
I was gonna say, like, it's someone before you go. But is that something like? Do you know? Like, are you in that moment going, I'm in the greatest match ever? You know what I mean? Or this is awesome? Or
I don't want to fucking lose.
Like, what? You know what I mean?
That's basically, I don't want to fucking lose. Basically, is what it is. But I remember the sixth match when I'm pressing the Latin, and I'm holding for a while, and honestly, I have nothing left at all. I'm thinking my 8-year-old son could probably beat me. So the Latin probably has a little less than me. So I'm going to just wait this out as long as I can and then try to make an adjustment. And I was right. He had nothing left either. So
that's hilarious because me and Sarah were watching it and it was that thing and you could see his face. You can see your face. And I said, Sarah, I bet you could beat either one of them right now. I bet you could flash.
I bet you could flash. All the time we any of us had a chance.
Yeah, it's just because you could see there's even the strap. It's like you could see there's really not much pressure, but it's you guys are, again, just awesome, man. Awesome to watch. Congratulations, man. You deserve this moment. And thanks for
all the glory.
Yeah, man. Thanks for entertaining us and all the years. I know you keep saying you're old. You ain't old, man. You're awesome. You're just getting started. A couple more peptides.
As long as I can. So
no, we can't wait to see you compete again. We'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, we'll definitely reach out to you, man, and hopefully we can steal you again for an evening and have a conversation, maybe leading up to your January match if that happens.
Yeah,
sounds good. Definitely.
Awesome, Dave. Thank you very much, brother.
Thanks,
I hope you have a great night. And I'll shoot you a message on Instagram. I want to talk to you about some things.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir. Brother. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Easy money.
Dave Chaffee.
It only cost us a couple $1,000, so he should say expensive money. Just send him like, he's still there. Oh shit!
He's still there.
We're not supposed to talk about that. Yeah. I said, hey, if Easy Money want to join us, he said that ain't gonna be free money, and then he sent me the, so we wired him.
We had to Venmo him.
Yeah, we had to wire him some money. So all your super chats.
My 9 cents. I charge 9 cents for autographs and interviews. So 9 cents.
You have a refund coming back. Awesome, man.
Oh, we had a super chat real quick. He said, hey, hit the like, guys. Dave's a huge guest. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Richie. All right, we're going to sign out now, guys. You guys know the drill. Stay gay.
Dave's still saying.